Hey everyone, thanks for checking out Cuse Countdown on the web. I'm Tim Langlois, joined alongside Varun Raghupathi, breaking down Syracuse's matchup with Georgia Tech at the Carrier Dome. Syracuse drops to number 7 in the new AP poll. Varun, is that where you expected they'd be?
Yeah, after losing 3 of 4, Tim, it's a pretty good spot for them. They're still a top 10 team, and it's interesting to see they're behind Villanova, actually, a team that they beat handily earlier in the year, but still, when you're on the skid that the Orange has been on, 7 is right around where they should be.
Well, let's take a look at that skid they've been on. The last 6 games of their schedule started with that loss to BC. You know it by now. Then a loss at Duke. Maryland, a 2-point win, but another loss there to Virginia. But now, the last 2 games, Georgia Tech and Florida State, they probably should wrap up with wins, would you say?
You would think so, Tim, but again, we said the Orange should have beaten Boston College, and we thought that the Orange could have gone down to Virginia. Obviously a tougher matchup, but still, this is a Syracuse team that at one point was ranked number 1 in the country, so there shouldn't be a team on its schedule that it shouldn't beat, especially that Boston College game. That really started the skid, because then this team thought, oh no, we're vulnerable, and so far they've proven it.
And that brings us to our panic meter on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being nothing to worry about, 5 being all-out panic. Where do you put Syracuse right now? Lost 3 of the last 4.
I'm going to give it a 3, Tim, and I'll tell you why. Remember at the end of last year, Syracuse lost 4 of 5. That included 2 losses to Georgetown, 1 to Marquette, and 1 to Louisville. Now, they beat DePaul. That was the easy win. But still, Syracuse was reeling going into the Big East tournament, and then when it got to the Garden, James Sutherland lit it up, and the team started to do well. Lost to Louisville in the conference tournament championship game, but still enough momentum to carry them to the Final Four. And I think this year you're going to see a little bit of the same thing. Maybe not as big of a run in the conference tournament because the schedule might be a little bit tougher, but the panic meter, I'll give it a 3 because Syracuse has been known to up its game come the tournament time, and we could see that again this year.
Now in this game against the Yellow Jackets, who are you going to go with your X factor?
Mine is Michael Benajay. He's been playing well because he's been playing more minutes, averaging 28 minutes a game in his last 3 contests and is averaging 6 points a game. Not big numbers, but still it's better than what he's been doing the entire year. And if Benajay can step up and help out Tyler Ennis, who has been struggling, and can help out the fact that Syracuse's front court depth is very, very low, then I think that this Syracuse team can do well in the conference tournament and then the NCAA tournament. So an X factor for this game against Georgia Tech, but also one moving forward, Tim, as Syracuse moves into the rest of its year.
Now, Georgia Tech just 13-16 on the season. Any problems for Syracuse when they match up with Georgia Tech?
Well, Boston College was 2-9 in conference play when Syracuse played them in the Dome. And this time around, though, I really don't think Syracuse is going to have any problems with the Yellow Jackets. I think the Orange has had its wake-up call again and again, especially after that Virginia game. And I think Syracuse comes out and plays well at home against a struggling Yellow Jackets team. Give me Syracuse winning 70-56 and finally getting back on track a little bit before the Florida State game.
So you're saying it's not going to be like the football game when
no,
the 2 teams met?
Definitely not. That was a blowout of epic proportions. I don't think it will be for Syracuse this time around, but I do think the Orange will beat the Yellow Jackets handily.
All right. Thanks for checking out our web coverage for Syracuse and Georgia Tech. You can check out all of our coverage at sportsblog.citrustv.net. For Varun, I'm Tim. Thanks for watching.